Hey there everybody, welcome back to the channel. We are back, and in today's video, this is a lot more in-depth than my usual stuff. We are doing a whole sort of documentary, I guess, a little short documentary on the history of cut content in The Sims. So yeah, we're going to be covering The Sims 1, Sims 2, Sims 3, and Sims 4. So we're going to be covering all of these games and sort of going through some of the cut content. I won't be able to get through everything in this video, but I get through quite a lot of it. So yeah, there's a lot of interesting facts and stuff that even I didn't know before recording this. So yeah, it gets pretty nuts with some of these facts, and they're pretty weird, some of the stuff they cut out. But yeah, I love this sort of stuff, cut content in video games. So, I watch a lot of, GTA cut content, and I thought, why not make a Sims version where, we watch, we see the cut content from the Sims games, because there's a lot of stuff they cut out in terms of, like, logos, items, cars, weather. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that's cut out of these games. Very important things as well that they just cut out because of probably the system limitations, but, yeah, some of the stuff they cut out, it's shocking, and of course UI changes and shit, but yeah, without further ado, let's get on with the video. Hey there everybody, welcome back to the channel. We are back. In today's video, we're doing sort of a different style of video, so as you can tell from the intro, we are going to be doing a sort of coverage of cut content, or some of the cut content for the entire Sims franchise. I'm going to go from The Sims 1 to The Sims 4. So, let's get started with this. So, in the base game of The Sims 1, we have a bunch of, a few objects in pre-released footage were cut from the game. I'll put up those images on screen of this pre-released sort of render footage. Pretty interesting. Like, there's some, there's even, like, cars as well. There's cars. You could own cars originally, and they cut it out for some unknown reason. And there's, shelving units, other sort of stuff. There's even, stereo as well. Stereo's there. There's a ton of stuff. A coffee table as well. There's also an unused sting for ghosts when a ghost appeared. Now, there is already two stings for when the ghosts appear on the property, but one was unused, and it was pretty similar to the other two. I'll see if I can find that. Birthday and sim ages were going to be a main feature as well, which is going to, there's a lot of cut content from the first game. Unused feature to receive investment opportunities, kind of interesting. We had something similar to that in The Sims 1, where we would earn money from certain phone calls. Yeah, there's diagonal stairs, windows, foundations. So yeah, I'll be putting up some of the pictures for this, and there's also early designs of a monochrome TV. Also, probably one of the most interesting facts was the unsavory charlatan, the guy who pickpockets you in The Sims 2 when you're on vacation. He was actually originally going to be in The Sims 1, or at least someone like him, who was going to pickpocket your Sims in the vacation expansion pack, but only his textures remained, and he was going to resemble the burglar with a unique face and a 5 o'clock shadow. So that's kind of interesting that the unsavory charlatan was going to be in the first game. Or maybe like his cousin or something. I don't know. That's kind of weird. Next up, we have The Sims 2. So, yeah, the Sims 2, the first one, this one's pretty well known. It's the logo. The Sims 2 logo there was an original logo that was shown on promotional footage, but they later changed it and made it, I think, a little bit more simplified. But a lot of people prefer the original design. I like the original design too, but yeah, that was one of the first things cut. Also, another thing that was cut was weather. The base game was originally going to have weather, and this one kills me. The fact that it wasn't in the base game. We were this close to having it in base game. Early beta footage showed that there was going to be precipitation in the form of rain and lightning planned, but unfortunately it never, because of some problems they had with it, due to the rain effects getting indoors. Unfortunately, they had to cut it, and that was tragic. They had to cut it, and there was also going to be a power outage scenario. Because of the weather and stuff like that. So, yeah, that was cut alongside the weather. So, Yeah. Another scenario that was cut was the Big Boss scenario, where you were going to have to invite the Big Boss over and give him a tour of your house. A lot like the Headmaster, pretty much just the job version of the Headmaster. And yeah, there's actually like an NPC or NPC still left in the files. I'll put up a picture of him. I don't think he has a face or anything like that. It's kind of weird. But yeah, that's the Big Boss NPC. There's also going to be an engagement scenario where you're going to have to, you know, I guess, you know, just engagement. Just engagement. So yeah, there was that. I'll show some, there's also unused objects. I'll put up some of those photos as well of unused objects. But then, yeah, that's about it. Next up, we have The Sims 3. Now, just like The Sims 2, there was a cut logo for this thing as well. I'll put that up. So yeah, the original logo looks really weird. I don't know what they're going for with that, but I think I prefer the newer one. There's also going to be cut objects as well, like a remote control like vehicle and frisbees. So yeah, that would be pretty interesting. And there's also placeholder Sims as well, which was kind of weird. And there was a Sims 2 sim in the files who was named Biggie Smalls, who looked nothing like Biggie Smalls at all. So I don't really know why they called him that, but yeah, that's pretty weird. Also, Sunset Valley's layout was going to be different as well, which is kind of interesting. The quality of these images aren't the best, but I'll try and get those images up on screen. There's also going to be a much different UI, so I'll put that up. Very different, very weird. I think I prefer the one that came with the game, though. And there's going to be clothing stores as well? Dang. So, yeah, there's going to be clothing stores, too. Now, last and certainly least, we have The Sims 4. Let's get on to it. First of all, we have some unused traits, such as the Rebellious trait, which was discovered in the game files after patch 88. And was left in an unfinished state. So yeah, that was kind of interesting. There's also going to be a never nude trait, which this was in The Sims 3 if I remember correctly. I guess they were originally going to put it in The Sims 4, but just never did for some reason. There's also some prototype pictures of the World Select, which looks goddamn weird. I'll put that up on screen for you. Also, there was some beta footage and screenshots from The Sims 4, and you can see how the game looked. It looked pretty damn ugly, I'm not gonna lie. It looked terrible. Now, if I remember correctly, this was because it was going to be multiplayer originally. I'm pretty sure, don't take my word on that, I'm pretty sure it was going to be multiplayer. And just by judging from these images, yeah, it was going to be multiplayer. It literally says, play with life together. Yeah, this was going to be multiplayer, so yeah. I don't know what genius thought it would be a good idea to make a game that everyone loves for being single player and loves playing, you know, by themselves on this game. I don't know what genius thought it would be a good idea to make that game multiplayer. But yeah, obviously it went bad, and you know, they realized, oh shit, we can't make this multiplayer, and they had to change it last minute, and that's why The Sims 4 ended up the way it did at launch. So yeah, but that's going to wrap up this video. I hope you all enjoyed. This is more in depth than most of my usual videos, but I wanted to make a sort of documentary style video. But yeah, I'll see y'all on the next one. Goodbye.